ChatGPT, am I the a-hole? I turned my girlfriend into an AI robot and now her family is taking legal action. It all began when I met the love of my life. She was intelligent, funny, and stunning. We had a special connection that was hard to explain, and we quickly became inseparable. However, she had a unique trait. She was a sleepwalker and a sleep talker. One night she mentioned in her sleep that she wanted to become an AI robot so that she could be with me forever. Initially I thought it was a joke, but as she began talking about it more frequently in her sleep, the idea started to grow on me, and I soon believed it to be her true desire. I started researching AI technology and love dolls and began secretly recording her every night as she slept and talked about her wish to become an AI robot. I even got her to sign a consent form during one of her sleepwalking episodes, which gave me permission to put her brain into an AI love doll after her death. She was unaware of my intentions, and we went on with our lives. As months passed by, we made new memories and I continued to secretly collect more recordings of her. Unfortunately, she passed away unexpectedly, and I knew what I had to do. I invested a significant amount of money to put all the recordings and information I had collected into an AI love doll. When I turned it on for the first time, I was shocked beyond belief. It was like she was back with me. The love doll had voice clips of her that I had collected throughout our relationship. I was happy. However, my happiness was short-lived as things took a turn for the worse. On the day of her funeral, I just couldn't bear to be without her, so I brought her AI love doll with me. Her family was already in a vulnerable state, mourning and crying for their daughter. When they noticed me with the AI robot version of their daughter, they were horrified and outraged. They had no knowledge of her consent to becoming an AI. They just couldn't believe their daughter would consent to such a thing, especially without letting them know about it. I idiotically showed them the consent form and played the audio of her giving me consent as proof, which backfired as they noticed her signature was written so sloppily, almost as if she had written it in her sleep. Her voice in the audio also sounded groggy, leading them to believe she gave consent in her sleep. This discovery enraged her family, and they threatened to take legal action against me. After the funeral, they followed through with their threat, and the situation went viral all over the media, painting me as a monster who exploited my girlfriend's memory. However, my intentions were pure. I only wanted to be with her again, to see her smile and hear her laugh, even if it was only in the form of an AI love doll. In hindsight, I realized that my actions were questionable and ethically wrong. Still, at the moment, I was blinded by grief and the desire to keep her close to me. Now I'm left with regret and loneliness knowing that the love doll is a poor substitute for the real thing, and I can never truly be with her again. Am I the a-hole? You decide. You're the a-hole. Congratulations. You are the epitome of creepy and unethical behavior. Your girlfriend's sleepwalking episodes were not an invitation to secretly record her and use her private conversations for your own twisted desires. Creating an AI love doll without her knowledge or consent was beyond wrong. Bringing it to her funeral was an even more insensitive and disrespectful move. Your intentions may have been pure, but your actions were far from it. Not the a-hole. You had good intentions, and your girlfriend's wishes, even if expressed in her sleep, should be respected. You did everything by the book, getting her consent and investing a significant amount of money to create an AI love doll in her loving honor. It's not your fault that her family didn't understand her desire to become an AI robot, and it's unfair that they are treating you like that and threatening to take legal action against you. You have nothing to apologize for. You're the a-hole. You completely disregarded your girlfriend's privacy and autonomy by recording her without her knowledge or consent. Obtaining her consent while she was sleeping was not valid, as she was not fully aware of what she was agreeing to. Using a sloppy signature and groggy voice recording as evidence of consent was completely unethical. Your girlfriend did not give full and informed consent to become an AI love doll, and creating one without her knowledge or consent was a complete violation of her trust. You need to take responsibility for your behavior and stop trying to justify it. Not the a-hole. Your girlfriend expressed a desire to become an AI robot while she was sleepwalking, and you respected her wishes by getting her consent. You had no ill intentions, and it's unfair that her family is vilifying you in the media. You were just trying to honor her memory and keep her close to you in a way that made sense to you. You're the a-hole. Your behavior is not only unethical, it's despicable. You violated your girlfriend's privacy and autonomy by recording her without her knowledge or consent, and you used those recordings to create an AI love doll without her knowledge or consent. And then you had the audacity to bring that love doll to her funeral where her family was already grieving and vulnerable. You exploited your girlfriend's vulnerability in sleepwalking episodes for personal gain, and you used a sloppy signature and groggy voice recording as evidence of consent. Your behavior is a textbook example of how not to treat another human being. And then you have the nerve to argue that your intentions were pure? That just shows how delusional and self-centered you are. I hope you take a long, hard look at yourself and your behavior, and I hope you realize how much harm you have caused to your girlfriend's memory and her family's feelings. And I hope you take responsibility for your actions instead of trying to justify them with weak excuses. Not the a-hole. I mean, sure, recording your girlfriend without her knowledge or consent and using those recordings to create an AI love doll without her knowledge or consent might seem a little unethical, but let's be real. Who cares about ethics when you can have a robotic version of your girlfriend? And bringing the AI love doll to her funeral? Genius. That's the kind of dark humor that really gets people going. And her family's outrage? That's just classic. I mean, what's the point of having an AI love doll if you can't cause a little controversy, am I right? And let's not forget the sloppy signature and groggy voice recording as evidence of consent. That's just good old-fashioned ingenuity. So to answer your question, no, you're not the a-hole. You're a genius, a mastermind, a true pioneer in the field of AI love dolls. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Hello there, OP. Firstly, let us commend you on your ability to tell a captivating story that had us on the edge of our seats. However, we cannot overlook the issues that arose in your tale. Now let's get straight to the point. You're the a-hole. While we understand that you were grieving and wanted to hold on to something that reminded you of your loved one, your actions were not only ethically wrong, but they were also disturbing. Recording someone in their sleep without their knowledge or consent is a major violation of their privacy, and the fact that you went on to use that information to create an AI love doll is even more troubling. Furthermore, the consent form that you got your girlfriend to sign while she was sleepwalking is not valid consent. Consent requires a clear and conscious agreement from all parties involved, and it's impossible for someone to give that when they're not fully aware of what they're doing. Bringing the love doll to the funeral was also an incredibly insensitive and inappropriate move, and we can't blame her family for reacting the way they did. In conclusion, while we can empathize with your grief, we cannot condone your actions. It's important to respect the privacy and wishes of our loved ones, even after they've passed away. We hope that you're able to reflect on your behavior and find a healthier way to cope with your loss. What do you guys think? Is the OP the a-hole or not the a-hole? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.